Yes. But please continue. Do continue telling me, and people will participate. We just get the thing started. So just finish what you were saying there. That is why you do a lot of things.
Yeah, I just wrote a book. The name in English, I don't know how to say, is the Multitask Symbiosis.
My goodness, what a big name. Yes.
Yeah, this is the title. Multitask Symbiosis. Yes. The subtitle is The Lack of Focus Probably is Your... a falta de foco pode ser o seu maior ativo. The
lack of focus may be or could be, falando de modal verbs, the lack of focus could be your biggest asset, your biggest your biggest asset, probably. I would have thought, like falha or coisa boa, your asset or your... Oh my goodness. Okay, I understand. In that sense, like you have a... We would say multifaceted, like you have a stone, un diamante, which has a lot of different facets, a lot of different possibilities. Multifaceted, multitask.
I don't know, my pronunciation maybe not good. Multitarefa.
Multitask was fine. Multitask was perfect. That is multitask here with the K. Yeah. Wonderful guys, wonderful guys. So let's just quickly introduce you, Lucas, and introduce the topic to our followers here. And I don't see anybody there yet, but that's absolutely fine. So what we're going to talk about is these modal verbs. In English, there are some specific elements that are, you would know, that are absolutely important to the basic structure of the language. One of them, of course, is the verb to be. Then you have the auxiliary do. Then you have the modal verbs. Then, of course, you have adjectives and verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs, and some basic prepositions. When you have those elements, when you have those under control, when you can use those elements well, you're actually speaking English. You have the basis of English. So that's what I always focus on, or I try to focus on, Lucas, with students, is to show them that. So they sabem onde estão indo nesse universo do inglês. They know where they're going. Okay, I need the verb to be because of this. I need the auxiliary do because of that. Excuse me. And I need the modal verbs to be able to have a more intelligent, a more flexible language, to be able to talk about life as it happens, And then the prepositions, é o cemento que junta o tudo, and the verbs, of course, the verbs, you actually need them. So that's a good way to look at the language, instead of thinking, okay, I'm going to study English. It's this big thing. It's a monstro do inglês. It's a new language. And in Brazil, I noticed a lot of people looked at English like that. They kind of, this, eu vou estudar esse inglês. No, and then demora. Sim, próximo ano, janeiro, vou começar. It's like, it's como dizer, eu vou escalar Mount Everest próximo janeiro. Like, but it's it's not that simple. It's kind of, tem que simplificar a coisa e reduzir aos elementos mais básicos e começar a fazer hoje, imediato. That's what I try to do. So that's what we're looking at today, guys. Look at the modal verbs, which are these ones here that we're going to go through. They are, let me just show one here. In general, I'm just saying the modal verbs, really important. We would start with can. I'm getting used to all this. StreamYard is kind of new to me. I was watching Ricardo do it. Very, very useful, though, because you can be there on the banners and so forth. So we're starting with can there, even can. But first of all, Lucas, I forgot. Could you introduce yourself? Please tell us a little bit about yourself, your English, where you started learning English, why you're interested in learning English, and why you're speaking English. Tell us a little bit about Lucas, please.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here. I knew you about my professor and friend Jordão, the guy of the Vendas Cura Tudo, and I have a lot of activities, and one of them is to accelerate people, and I use marketing, sales, and love to do this.
A nice mixture, Lucas. Yes.
Yeah, I'm an artist, and I'm a teacher, and all the stuff I know, I can share, I can teach, and this is the motive that brought me here, because I'm a apprentice. Is this?
And I'm an apprentice. I'm a learner. I'm an apprentice.
I'm a learner.
Absolutely, yes, a learner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a great learner, but I'm a great practitioner. I do things.
Yes. I'm an action. We say, like, I'm an action person. I'm all action.
I'm an action
like, I'm an action guy. I'm an action person. Yes.
This is me.
I
do things.
Or I'm a doer. I'm a doer. Yes, I'm a planner, but I do them too. I'm a doer as well.
Yeah.
Very nice. Look, that seems to be, just speaking on about that for a second, it seems to be kind of a new attitude now, a new philosophy, isn't it, as well, I think, for people to have this open mind, not anymore to be stuck in an office, stuck in a company, maybe stuck. I use the word, some people are, some people like that, and fine. But it is a new way, I think, a more flexible way and a freer way of viewing life now that seems to be, it's growing, this emprendedorismo independente. Do what you try, and do what you're good at. Try and do what you feel inside. Try and share the things you know, for example, like you're saying, instead of trying to fit into a little box. Like I'm an IT engineer only, so I'm a this, or I'm a teacher, or I'm a dentist, or I'm a whatever it is. What do you think? I think it's growing, this more open and free way of looking at professionalism. What do you think?
So I think that this is not new for me. I think the world is pushing us to come back to our natural way. René Descartes. I don't know. The Industrial Revolution puts us in the small boxes, and we are so much more of the sum of the parts, and we are not our professions. In Brazil, we have a guy is a singer and composer. Your name is Nelson Sargento.
I don't know.
Sergeant is a place in the army. I don't know.
Yes. It's a role.
The role,
a position in the army. Yes.
Every time you ask the name of a person of the army, first the person say the role after the name.
The name,
Nelson Sargento always say your name first, because Lucas became first, then the role.
Yes.
I can sing, I can say, I can teach, I can learn, I can do all things that I want.
Very nice. I never thought. How interesting, though, isn't it? Like, it's regimental, it's militaresque, isn't it? Like Colonel Pedro, Sergeant João, Caporal, whatever it is. It's you're this and that's it. You're in the hierarchy in that little space, isn't it? So interesting, amazing. That's lovely reading, all that. René Descartes, and he was the guy who said it's better to do things in parts, isn't it? Big tarefa, but it's better to do it in parts. That was René Descartes, I think. But I love all that philosophy. I've forgotten a lot, but that's what I'd like to do sometime, is get out the books again and read all about that. So interesting, the revolution and all that, industrial revolution. Super, amazing, all that.
I wrote my second book just right now, and I talk about this in this book, and I don't want to kill the Descartes philosophy. I don't put lights on and show the people that you have to pay attention that us we are more than the sum of the parts. You are
absolutely
yes,
absolutely.
Good to separate, to look and I don't know, to analyze the part.
Yes. To observe, to analyze.
Have to.
But we are much more. We're much more than. It's too limiting. Absolutely. Lucas, great talking to you. It really is. Let's have a look at these modal verbs. Okay. And let's start a little bit with can. So we have can there. We use can fundamentally to talk about permission or ability. For example, I can use a computer, you can speak Portuguese, you can speak English, she can drive a car, etc. So those are the main functions of can. You know, that's really it. So can is actually very easy, but it's a really useful word. For someone like you who speaks good English, maybe not, but it's always good to remember the functions, permission and ability.
Permission,
ability. Could we use to indicate future possibility, or it's also the past of can. The past of can. So tell me what do you know about could? You know, what do you understand from the modal verb could?
Oh, when you talk about this, I can understand and I can remember movies and situations that I heard this, but I don't know why I never use could when I'm talking, because say things in the past in the future is I think is the next step that I'm improving in my English, you know, and I never use could. I think because of this. Maybe you can help me.
Wonderful. Could is really, really important when we're talking about the future. For example, Lucas, imagine like now we're Friday. We have Saturday and Sunday coming. It's almost weekend. So I say to you, Lucas, what will you do at the weekend, for example? What will you do? And now you have a whole variety of options. Like, you know, if you're in Belo Horizonte, maybe you're not near a beach, but you could go to a beach. You could go to a lot of lovely places in Minas. So I could go, you know, was it Monteverde? I could go to Monteverde. I could go here. I could go to São Paulo to meet my friends. I could finish writing my book. I could make a barbecue with my uncle and aunt and their children, for example. So could is super useful when you're talking about options. If you think about options in the future, use could. Like, what will we have for lunch tomorrow? Well, we could have feijoada, we could do roast beef, lasagna, for example, absolutely. So that's we could. That is where could comes in, really, when you're talking about options, you know. And it's also, for example, the formal of can. If you're in a formal situation like a restaurant, for example, you could say, can I see the menu? Or you can say, could I see the menu? So it's more formal if you say, could I see the menu? Like that, for example.
I noticed this. It is more formal in some situations.
Yes. Imagine you have a problem in New York Airport, John F. Kennedy Airport, or some airport in Heathrow, and you have to ask for some help, but you don't know anybody, you don't know the person, so you could say, listen, can you help me? But if you say, could you help me, it's much more probable that the person will help you.
Good.
Yeah, good. Because it's kind of formal, a little bit of courtesy, and kind of a little extra formality. You see that one there?
I'm laughing because I was in Heathrow in 2011, and my English is very, very, very less better than now. Yeah. And I asked for help using can, and I remember now the face of the person.
Expression.
Okay, -3 indicate me the floor in the
floor, the gate is in there. It is. The could makes the connection politely. That's why. Very funny, Lucas. So could is also the past of can. So for example, it's like a remote passato remoto. For example, if I say when I was 16, I could play the guitar. When I was 9 years old, I could play in the garden all day. So it's the past of can in terms of permission, for example, or ability, because we are talking still about, you know, ability as well. So I could, eu passado de can. When I was 16, I could play the guitar. I could run very fast. I could play soccer or something like that. So could is also the past of can. Important to remember that. That is should. Let's have a look at should. Lucas, when you see should, what do you think about with should?
You should be more. You should be less aggressive when you giving a feedback with your employees. I just think
very nice. Well done. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You should be less aggressive when you're giving your employees feedback. Nice. So that's it. Like,
I'm very impressed about this. I don't know.
I think you deserve a clap, Lucas. Very good. Very nice. Have you somebody in mind? Yes, won't ask. Yes, but very good. So that is what you're doing with should is making a suggestion or giving advice. You're literally saying you should stop being aggressive. You should get up more early. You should start work now or whatever. So you're giving advice or a suggestion. You know, it's like it's a strong and good advice and a suggestion. That's where we should. You know, we should go home now. We should start the class. We should for suggestions. What about, let's go through them here. What about have to? What do you understand? Read there. Look, we use have to talk about.
You asking me to
read? You read, please. You read. Yes.
We use have to talk about externally imposed rules and to make questions about obligation. I have to comment this.
But yeah, like tell me what you understand with have to. Yeah.
About externally imposed rules and make questions about obligations. When we're talking about maybe traffic rules, we all the people have to obey the light alerts,
traffic lights. Yes, I was thinking of the same one, the same example. Yes, we all have to stop at the traffic light. You know, yes. Now let's jump to must, because that we say that one there have to is an externally imposed rule. That is, for example, o Detran ou governo, minha empresa, my company says I have to wear a badge. Eu devo usar crachá. No, it's not me. It's not me who wakes up in the morning and says, "Oh, I think I have to wear a badge." No, it's my company says I have to wear a badge. You know. Yes, voltando ao sargento. You know, you have to do it. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, the ideas have to do it. So now with must, though, it's a different situation. Must is more like a more personal thing. I decide, for example, that I must go and get my daughter at school every day at 2 p.m. Like I must do it. It's not something that the government tells me or my company or the Trang or anybody else. It's something I decide I must do. Like tomorrow morning, I want to get up at 6 a.m. or 5:30. I must put my alarm clock on. It's me who decides, or we the family, or we the couple. We must go and visit our parents. It's something personal, family, intimate, instead of an externally imposed rule. And that is one of the important distinct. Otherwise, the meaning is really the same. It means devo. Eu tenho que, seria, em português, eu preciso. You use the preciso a lot in Portuguese. Eu preciso ligar para minha mãe. We would say, I have to call my mother. Or I must call my mother, you see. We use it, mas tem essa coisa, sometimes we mix them up. Like we in theory, we should use must, but we say have to, because it sounds better, or some people prefer have to instead of must.
So I have a mentoring program, and
yes.
I think this I made myself a rule. This is I must to be prepared to attend my customers 10 minutes earlier at our private session,
Yes,
like you
absolutely.
do
Yes,
right now.
yes, that is it. Yes, absolutely.
And I can focus and concentrate and remember all the stuff that I talked in other sessions, and to
Zoom in,
keep,
to zoom. Yeah,
yeah,
to zoom in.
zoom,
Yes,
good, yeah. I
perfect.
must
Absolutely
to be
perfect.
prepared
Yes.
10 minutes earlier.
Repeat the sentence, though. Please repeat the sentence.
I must to be prepared to the session.
No, I must too. I must be directly because remember we never put to after a modal verb. Like for example, I never say I should to go to the shopping center. No, I should go. I should buy. I should call. I should wake up. I should make. I should drive. I should talk. Whatever. But I should, and then always verb in the infinitive. An important nunca. So péssimo if you say I should to go or I must go. Sounds terrible, like that.
Great. I must be prepared. Okay.
Yes, well
Thank
done.
you.
Very nice. Super. So that's a perfect example because it's your company, but your business, your life. So you, Lucas, decide what Lucas must do. So I must be ready 10 minutes before the meeting. Perfect example. Lovely example.
Great.
Now let's have a look at will. Read there, please, Lucas. Have a look at that. Tell me what you understand there.
We use to indicate a plan, or intention before making the decision. Okay.
Yes.
I will go to barbecue tomorrow with my brothers.
I'm jealous already. Yes. No barbecues here in Ireland, Lucas. So that any real barbecues in Brazil, yes.
Yeah, I know this.
Go on, please. Tell me.
Sorry for you. Yeah. I'm comfortable to use will. Thinking now, I use a lot of. Maybe it's the first verb that I learned that gives me the ability to talk about the future. Will.
Yes, will. Very good. But do remember, Lucas, though, for example, that in Brazil, very often in the schools, I think it's a little bit of preguiça. I don't want to criticize anybody or any school, but sometimes the schools give a simple version that every time you want to talk about the future, you use will. You use will. Yes. But to be honest, I mean, good luck to all the schools, really. But at the same time, it's too simplistic because all of them are the future. Should is future. Must is future.
Great.
Have to is future. Ought to is future. Might is future. Would is future. So apart from used to, practically all the modal verbs are the future, but they have a different function. You see, if I say I must call my sister tomorrow, that's the future. I must, but I'm not saying I will call. I'm saying I must. Eu devo. Talvez eu faça, talvez não faça, but I'm saying, I say eu deveria. I should call my sister. So it's like I know I should. Seria bom eu fazer, but maybe I'll go to the beach and I won't do it. I don't know. So, for example, all of them really, most of them are for the future, but they have different functions. Just important to remember that. Another thing important to remember with will is that will is before a decision. So if I say, for example, tomorrow I will cut my hair, I'll go and get my hair cut. If I say to Raquel, my wife, tomorrow I'll get my hair cut. Tomorrow I will get my hair cut. Até lá, all I've done is declarei uma intenção. Nada mais. É plano, intenção. But I haven't made a decision yet. You see, Lucas, so there's no certeza. But there's a little bit of probability, but no certeza. There's no certainty. I'm just saying I will, the same way I say, tomorrow afternoon I will go to the supermarket. It's an idea, maybe it's a little plan or an intention, but there's no decision. So what you do, when you make a decision, then you use going to. you see? E a partir do momento you use going to, then you have the certeza, you see? It's very important you remember that.
If you are in Rio de Janeiro,
yes. Be nice, yes.
Yeah, people using will all the time. It's a thing of our culture. In Rio de Janeiro, if someone tells you, I will pass on your house, we don't have sure, you know? But if you are talking with a São Paulo person, maybe the same occasion, the person will say, I have to pass on your house, and this is will happen.
Happen. Actually, you see?
Em português, assim, a gente vai se falando, eu passo lá na sua casa. Will. Se a pessoa de São Paulo te falar, ela fala assim, eu vou na sua casa,
ele vai.
Ela vai, have to, ela vai.
Is that the wonderful, like the relaxed attitude of Rio de Janeiro, probably, is it? It's
like, very relaxed.
Acontece, yes. A vida acontece, não é agendado like in São Paulo. No Rio, there's like a bit more, I don't know, romance, or it's spontaneous, I think, yes.
I have to state this is a generalization.
Of course, it's a generalization. Yeah. Yes, we love Rio de Janeiro, for sure.
Yeah, I love too.
Would you believe, Lucas, just so you know, I've actually never been there. I lived in Brazil for 9 years, and I was very, very busy, really all the time. You know, I had to work a lot. And so basically we'll have to go back there. We have to come to Brazil, and maybe we'll come and visit you in Belo Horizonte as well, to have maybe a month. I need to travel around Brazil, but like a tourist, you know, like just enjoy Brazil, not work, you know. So we'll have to do that sometime, definitely.
I'd like to do this too.
That'd be lovely. Yes, because Brazil is a beautiful country, really an amazing country. You know, I only know a very little bit. I know a little bit of Santa Catarina. I know a little bit of São Paulo. Marginal Tietê e a Paulista. I think that's about it. Nada, quase nada.
It's not. It's like nothing.
Nothing, exactly. So Belo Horizonte, very little. I don't know Belo Horizonte. I don't think, just passing the outside, I think, once. So a lot of Brazil to really go and appreciate and enjoy it sometime, you know. Lucas, let me move forward to this one here now. I'm jumping one here, but to might. Have a look there at might. What do you think about that? What do you understand with might?
So I have a lot of doubt about this, because that you are saying here, similar to could. I don't know what the difference when I can use might or could. I don't know. I just heard it in Netflix. I don't know where I can use.
Well, in many situations, you can use could where you would use might. But essentially, might is an important word that really indicates that something might happen. Que talvez, não significa talvez, mas indica que talvez alguma coisa aconteça. For example, you know, I say, Lucas, what will you do tomorrow? You say, well, you could use could as well. You know, I could. These are options. I could. But going with the might, I might go and visit my friend in Bairro, blah blah blah. I might stay in the office and work until 12 p.m. I might, you see, so you have, I might do this, I might do that, I might. So it's might and then a verb. I might play soccer with my friends. I might read a book. I might do some class, I might prepare some classes. Might and then the verb. And it simply means que it's something, é possível que alguma coisa aconteça. Não provável, literally 50-50. Like a 50-50 possibility. I say, for example, it might rain. It might rain tomorrow morning. Como também, it might not rain. O oposto também é igualmente possível. That really is might. It's simply that. Something might happen. That really is it. Something might happen. Okay, that one there. Now, let me just quickly use would quickly here. Would is like a conditional to. We use it to talk about unreal situations. So I imagine a situation that is not real. I am not in Brazil. So I say, if I was in Rio de Janeiro now, I would walk down to Ipanema Beach. But it's a totally unreal situation. So I can't say I will go to Ipanema Beach because I'm in Ireland. It's impossible. But so I imagine an unreal, like it's very useful when you want to imagine opções, o que você poderia fazer, situações, para resolver uma situação.
Are you in Dublin?
I mean, but outside Dublin, in Newbridge, yes. Newbridge, County outside, about an hour from Dublin, yes. So, so basically we use it to imagine a different present. Usamos para imaginar um presente diferente. Imagina o carro está quebrado, o pneu furado. So só imaginar, se não fosse, if we had the car, if the car wasn't broken, we could go to the supermarket now. If the car wasn't broken, we would go to the supermarket. So we use would a lot when we're talking about unreal situations, un presente que gostaríamos que fosse diferente, e para resolvê-lo usamos especulações. O que você faria se? What would you do if? O que você faria amanhã se começasse a chover antes do jogo da bola? Well, we would stop the game and wait for 1 hour or something like that. But it's very useful for would.
It's very useful.
It's very useful, but we would do more of this. I think maybe I would do a longer live, and we'll get some other people in as well, and we'll practice. Then I can let you can then maybe would be nice. Look, you could present some of these, and that'll make it even more interactive. And we'll put challenges. We'll get you guys to make a sentence. Like, please make a sentence with should, make a sentence with would, and eu estou aqui para esclarecer, and that should be good fun as well. We can brincando com esses verbos modais para até poder ter um pouquinho de, como se diz, jogo de cintura. Is that it? Poder brincar, use them, yes, something like that.
If I was in Dublin right now, I would come to visit my friend Yves Lohan, a dancer, a very good friend for me.
Yes.
He is living in Dublin right now.
Very nice. I never heard of him. Very nice. Have you ever been here? Have you been to Dublin or Ireland before? Have you ever been?
In Dublin? No.
Ireland, no. You should come sometime. It's a small country, but it's a nice country.
Yeah, I saw.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I saw his Instagram. And I saw a lot of great pictures of landscapes and seascapes.
It's beautiful, Lucas. It really, it's amazing. It really is. Suspeito eu dizer, my country, but it's a beautiful country. It really is absolutely beautiful. When you come though, bring an umbrella. It does rain. It does rain. Anyhow, bring the sun. Bring the Brazilian sun with you. That's even better.
Yeah, I will try.
Right, Lucas, look, we got two more here. Used to.
No. I could try.
I could try. No, you should try. You will try.
Try.
You're going to try, yes. Lucas, here we have used to. Used to is a modal verb that we use to talk about things that we used to do, que nós fazíamos no passado, but that we don't do anymore. Like, for example, Tell me a sport, please, Lucas, que você jogava, mas que não joga mais.
I used to I don't know how can I say this. It's athleticism. Athletics. Yes. Yeah.
So
I used to be a sportist.
A sportsman.
A sportsman. In this mode,
in this discipline,
discipline, So I ran 400 meters.
Yes.
This I don't know, salto com vara, salto.
Wow, pole vault. Pole vault. Very nice. Very
Pole what?
Pole vault.
Pole vault. Yeah.
V-A-U-L-T. Vault.
Yeah.
Comes from vault. Pole vault. Pole vault. Yeah. Very nice.
I used to play capoeira.
Capoeira. My goodness. Yes. Oh, I think multitasking is definitely the word for you. Yes.
Yeah, I told you.
Without there's somebody to do with. Absolutely. Very nice. I'm impressed. So good for discipline as well. Athletics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Discipline, focus, discipline. Very good. Very, very good. So you would say then, usando used to, você poderia dizer, I used to do pole vaulting, but I don't anymore. E assim que se constrói. So I used to do something, or I used to build houses, I used to play soccer, I used to, nesse caso, do pole vaulting, e apenas você fala I used to, eu já sei que você não faz mais.
Não faz mais. Okay, great.
Indica já que você fazia, e eu sei que você provavelmente vai dizer que não faz mais, mas já se sabe que você não faz mais. Apenas o used to é usado, já se sabe que não, essa coisa não é mais, feito. Like that. So that I
used to teach dance.
Yes, I used to
anymore.
Not anymore. Exactly, perfect like that. Then we have here this one here, ought to. Deixei por último porque significa, it means the same thing as should, ought to. But we don't really use it anymore. We just don't use it. We ought to. It's like inglês clásico. It's like, it's nice to use sometimes, but rarely. Se usa para impressionar a sogra, por exemplo, às vezes. Se você gosta da sogra, claro. But, so it depends. But I mean, so ought to is the same as should. Ought to is the same as should. And that is it. So it really means like, I ought to go to the supermarket tomorrow to buy some things we need. I ought to get up early. Basically, every time you would use should, you can use ought to, but it's if you'd like to use it, fine. If not, you don't need to use it. It's like a classical English word, ought to.
This is totally new for me. I never heard of this.
Try it though. Just try it. E bom te como ferramenta. I ought to. Like you could say, I ought to write book number 3. I ought to write another book now. I finished that book.
Yeah.
I ought to write another one, for example. I ought to something like that. Lucas,
very good to say to mother-in-law in the table of the in Sunday table of the lunch.
Yes.
Okay, I finished my second book and I ought to start to write the third one. Oh, very clever.
Yeah. Very nice, Lucas. So. Listen, really great talk. Lovely to meet you, Lucas. Really nice to meet you. And I hope we'll have other opportunities to chat again, get to know you better, and, talk, etc. But always, you're in the group. I think you're in the first group, aren't you? You're in the group number 1, where Ricardo is, aren't you?
I think that is the second or third. I don't know.
Third. Okay, it doesn't matter. Just I must keep an eye out for you. But like I said, keep on participating. Really feel free to participate as much as you can, as much as you like, and incentivar. I'm sure deve ter dezenas de pessoas que quase vão participar, mas não tem coragem ainda. So, vai incentivar, fala alguma coisa do seu jeito.
I might do this.
Wonderful. That would be nice. Fantastic.
Right now, I will record a audio telling to my classmates, my friends in the group about this situation, and I have to say a great thank you, because this is a great time. I like so much. I'm delighted,
very happy. Me too, Lucas. Very, very nice.
Thank you so much.
We're all learning, and we're all growing, evolving, and that's it. Simple as that. That really is. Lucas, good to talk to you, and talk to you in the groups. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you a lot. Let's take a picture. Do a smile. Good.
There we are.
Thank you, man. Bye-bye. Have a nice weekend.
You too. Great stuff.